Hi, and welcome to the Success with Savitha podcast. I'm very excited to have you here today because I know I'm looking forward to this conversation. It's going to be very different from the ones I'm used to. And it's a huge honor to have you here. I've been reading your bio. I've been looking at your work. You've had such an illustrious career. So welcome to the show and welcome to our conversation. What is one thing you wish women in business knew when they start out? Like common mistakes maybe that you've noticed that they make, which you wish they knew prior to starting out?
I think the first thing is that I've seen some phenomenal women entrepreneurs who somehow underestimate their value. And we all know that there's a wage gap in most countries, including in India, of course, more so in India. So I think sometimes women often fall into the trap of just talking what is offered to them with gratitude, right? In order to truly succeed in business, I think what women need to learn is to need to really own up to who they really are and really need to recognize their capability. Women should really be asking or demanding what they need to be successful, and not just take it for granted and basically ask for help and take it in form of gratitude, right? I mean, you have to, again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, you have to believe in yourself and be confident of what you are. I think that is one area that I think is very important, and I think the secret to scaling up isn't usually about doing more of what you are doing and working longer hours. It's really finding the right internal systems and processes for your financing, the finances itself, the marketing side of things, the sales and operations is crucial. Women often tend to be perfectionists. They often take on a lot more onto themselves. Even though that they have the ability to delegate, I mean, they're above $1 million. Of course, they can delegate a lot of the functions to others who are perhaps better than them in a lot of ways. But oftentimes, women don't end up doing that because they feel that they can do it better themselves, and perhaps that's because they are perfectionists, right? So I think they need to sort of move away from that. So I think I would just leave it at that.
Yeah, you're talking to a recovering perfectionist, so I hear you loud and clear. And to all the people at the back again, quit being a perfectionist, take it from the man himself. And you have been a serial entrepreneur, Mr. Shah. What is like one of the best business lessons you've learned from your own journey?
Yeah, and this I can say because it's kind of related to my last one of my last startups, and I think it will keep reminding me all my life. Don't build a business just because it's exciting or it is at the leading edge of technology. I'm a technology guy. I mean, I love things that are the leading edge, sometimes at the bleeding edge of technology, like a metaverse type of a thing, But don't build a business just because it's exciting. Don't build it because it's at the leading edge of technology or it is considered to be state of the art. That just doesn't work. Instead, you want to build a business that is single-mindedly focused on solving the needs of your target market and holding true to its true value proposition. So again, like I said, I mean, an example of what not to do is one of my startup ideas. That sounded like a great idea, very disruptive, very cool, and we thought it would be the best thing since sliced bread, right? I mean, but at the end of the day, while all of the above that I just mentioned were all true, it was exciting, it was kind of sexy, I mean, it was very cool. It didn't really solve the pain point of the customer, or it was too overcrowded a market. We were not able to come out differentiating ourselves and pitch. I mean, that 30-second pitch is very, very important. People talk about a 30-second pitch. Unless you're able to convince somebody within the 30 seconds that this is a good idea, it's not worth it. So it's very, very important that you solve a business problem. And ultimately, obviously we had to exit out of that business. We got, we managed to sell it, but not very successfully, right? So that's one thing. The second lesson, of course, is a myth, and I think this is again a very, very important thing, and this may be very difficult to explain it in a short time like this, but it's a myth that you need a very highly experienced domain expert if you want to build a business around a certain very disruptive verticalized sector. So in fact, it's just the opposite. For example, if let's say, take an example of a logistics startup, right? You get a very highly experienced logistics person, somebody who's been there, done it 15, 20 years. You will never be able to build a disruptive idea, as the traditional way of doing things in the age-old business that logistics is will always get in the way of creating something that's disruptive. In fact, it's a good idea to bring in somebody fresh, show them the problems that are there and solve it using non-traditional ideas that are highly disruptive. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm making myself...
No, you are great advice. So you're saying there's still hope for me, even though I'm a business coach, to go into crypto and try to sell some specific crypto, even though I know nothing.
Absolutely. Go for it.
All right.
So long as it solves a business idea, not just because it's crypto.
Okay. Yeah. I have to keep lesson 1 in mind before I implement advice number 2.